What's up, guys? This is my bad film review for X-Men Dark Phoenix, which, now that I've actually had a look at the scores, the critic scores, yeah, I wonder why this has been getting the trashing it has been getting online. So yeah, I'm gonna let the intro play. We'll get straight into this. Alright, so if you are new to the channel, I do a bad film review about once a month, and it's where I take videos that have been reviewed poorly, critically, and I review them myself, both as a fan and as a filmmaker, and I compare my score sort of to the average total of the Rotten Tomatoes critic score and audience score, the Metacritic score and its user score, and the IMDb score. So we got 5 scores there to give us our total that we're comparing it to, and then I break the film down into 10 different sections, give each of those a score out of 10, bringing it to a total out of 100. Seems fair. So the Rotten Tomatoes critic score for this was 23%, its audience score was 64%, quite a lot better, obviously, the audiences thought than critics did. Metacritic's score was a lot better at 43%, so a full 20 points higher than Rotten Tomatoes. Its users only scored at 51%, however, which is about mid-range for what we've got here. And then IMDb's given it a 6.0, so a 60% score, giving us the overall total of the exact number is 48.2. So we're just going to be taking 48%. That's what we're comparing it to, which, technically speaking, does not actually make this a bad film. It's more of a less than average film. However, considering the storyline it's taking on and how diehard X-Men fans can be, the script, I actually thought the script was not that bad. I didn't think it was like perfectly average. There were some bits in there that I really liked, as far as like dialogue and action was concerned. I thought that was really well done. Pacing was really good. I didn't, after I'd watched it, I didn't feel like there were any loose threads left. So yeah, as far as finishing up the first class storyline goes, I thought it was really well done. Casting, obviously they're not going to have to do super big casting things for this, since they had majority of the cast from Apocalypse coming back. So really the only actress we can give that the score to was Jessica Chastain as Vux, I think it is, the leader of the Dabari, and obviously she was really good, and then obviously having Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Sophie Turner, Ty Sheridan, Cody Smith McPhee, Evan Peters, the whole team was there. Really good. So I gave that on an 8. Acting and directing, also an 8, because it's one thing to cast really good actors and have actors that can portray a character well, but if they're not giving a great performance, and obviously giving the performance they're giving is influenced by the directing as well, so these grouped together, and I thought it was really well done. There wasn't a whole heap that I would have done differently with the script that was there. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I thought the directing is amazing. It was kind of what I expected, and you know, I didn't find it boring, and I definitely didn't think it was bad. So an 8 is what I give in that one. Cinematography and editing. So this is how the shots are framed and how they sort of flow together to make the film. And again, I gave that one an 8 because it was pretty much the exact same with the acting and the directing. Set design is an 8. Particular sets that I thought were really cool were the farm that Magneto is on, and the street battle when Magneto and Xavier are trying to get to Jean first while she's sort of being coerced into handing the Phoenix Force over. So yeah, those particular sets stood out to me and their respective scenes. As far as set design is concerned, so yeah, I gave that one an 8 as well. The soundtrack was a 7. So I do think that there's, I don't know, it just seemed to be missing something in the soundtrack. And then, yeah, otherwise it was a really good soundtrack. It definitely gave the scenes the emotional weight that the scenes wanted to elicit in the audience, and so from a sound design point of view, it was you know, it filled its purpose, it served its purpose. So I thought that was good. The songs that they used when they were actually using songs were really cool. And yeah, so soundtrack gets a 7. Visual effects gets an 8, largely for how they represented the Phoenix Force. I thought that the way they did that was really cool. You kind of felt like it was this big cosmic sort of entity, I guess, in sort of the form of a chaotic storm to begin with, and then yeah, just any time the Phoenix Force was on screen, I thought it was just some really good visual effects. So a new one for anyone that's been watching these for a while, a new one that I added was costuming and makeup for this one, and that's why acting and directing and cinematography and editing have been piled together. So costuming and makeup, and particularly for this, with having 3 of the 6 X-Men in the opening scene where they save the astronauts from their out-of-control space shuttle, when you consider that 3 of them are blue, so you had Mystique, Beast, and Nightcrawler. Costuming and special effects makeup particularly were really important to making the characters believable. It wasn't my favourite makeup that they did for Mystique. I did like that she had sort of the black dots or whatever, spots, whatever you want to call them, sort of down the side of her face. But if they'd sort of mixed that with the sort of special effects makeup that they'd done in previous films, particularly I think it's the Days of Future Past version I'm thinking of. As far as Jennifer Lawrence is concerned, that's sort of more what I want Mystique to look like. I thought that was the most believable makeup she'd had. So going from that, having her be sort of more of a pastel-y, I guess, maybe it was just that it was matte and not sort of, I don't know, it just sort of seemed like you could tell that it was makeup in a couple of shots. But it was the only sort of minor thing there for costuming and makeup. The accuracy to the source material is actually a, I've got here, yeah, is actually a 7. They, obviously, it's an adaptation, so accuracy is never going to be a 10. So no film in this is ever going to get a perfect 100. But that aside, they did use the Dabari instead of, you know, some other aliens to be the bad guys sort of thing. They did have her, and in that, they did have Vux leading his group in the comics, her group in the film, to trying to control or destroy the Phoenix Force. In the comics, the Phoenix Force does actually destroy Vux's home planet, the Dabari home planet, but that particular group of Dabari are off-world at the time, and then obviously as it moves on to Earth and into Jean Grey, they sort of follow it with the intent to destroy it. So that was very accurate. Yeah. There's obviously some things that they didn't put in. Like, I'm pretty sure the Shi'ar turn up in the original Dark Phoenix saga. And there's been no Shi'ar in any of the X-Men films, so that's not really surprising. But yeah, all in all, for trying to tie it into their other films, which had also been critically panned, I felt that the accuracy was sort of where I expected it to be for the storyline. And then the marketing for it, which is also another new one that I've added, is a 7 as well. The poster looks amazing, and obviously the image they have on the poster is also the menu screen, so that was really cool. The trailers, because I did watch the trailers way back when, I rewatched them recently for doing this, and they were really good. Obviously you want to make your film look good in your trailers, and I think some people have gotten to the point where when the film production companies will give them some good parts and some story elements to entice them to come, they go, oh, this is going to be amazing if the whole film is like this, and the whole film's not like that, because you can't have all action even in an action film. You've got to have some sort of story element, otherwise there's no real point in making the film to begin with. Film is a storytelling medium, so if there's no story, there's no film. So even in an action film, you can't have all action, and I think because trailers are predominantly action sequences, I think that's where this film sort of found that it wasn't living up to the hype that it had set itself, when in actual fact people are just taking marketing completely wrong, which obviously I'm thankful for, because it gives me this series to make on my channel. Now, if you had been keeping count, I don't think I mentioned what my script score was. It was a 7, so if you've been keeping count, my total score is 75%. So that's an extra 27% higher than the average score. It is 11 points higher than the highest single score, which is the Rotten Tomatoes audience score at 64%. And I mean, even that score puts it very safely in the good film category, as per the breakdown that I believe I've given on this channel before. But basically, it's anything under 30%, everything over, I think it's 70%. So you've got a 30, 40, 30 sort of split. And with this getting my score of 75%, it sits in my personal good films category. I actually quite enjoyed this film, so much so that like 2 days after I watched this film to make this video, my dad found it on Telstra TV, and we rented it again, and I watched it again. So it's definitely a film I would watch again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification bell. As I said, I make these every month, so if you want to see more of these, definitely hit those. I'm in the process of making playlists. Once I do that, I will leave links to that in the description of my next bad film review. So if you want to watch all of them, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. My social media links are in the description down below, as well as links to the Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb and Metacritic for this film. Let me know what your thoughts are on this film in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And until next time, guys, night to A2, and I'll check you all later.